Okay, so The Atlantic did a big piece on Daniel Radcliffe, and you can check my description for the link to that. I wanted to talk about the part where he responds to JK Rowling's terrible stances and how that affected him. At the same time, he also clocked those of y'all who think that he should worship JK and agree with everything that she says simply because she wrote Harry Potter. I'm like, okay, do y'all know that someone can help create opportunities for you, write a franchise that you star in, hire you, whatever? Someone could do all of that, right? And you're still allowed to disagree with them. Did you know that? Did you know that? I'm glad that he clocked it. Let's talk about it. Okay, so let's start from this part in the article where they talk about Daniel's history of being a public advocate for the Trevor Project, LGBT suicide prevention. Of course, he said if there was any value in a famous straight young actor who was from this film series that could be useful in the fight against people ending their lives, then I was just very keen to be a part of that. He talked about becoming aware that Harry Potter gave people some solace, people who were dealing with feeling closeted or rejected by their family or living with a secret. Then in June 2020, JK came out and said some anti-trans stuff, and a few days later, Radcliffe issued a personal statement through the Trevor Project. And I remember it because I was like, this statement eats. Like, it just eats. It said, I realized that certain press outlets will probably want to paint this as infighting between JK Rowling and myself, but that is really not what this is about, nor is it what's important right now. Transgender women are women. Any statement to the contrary erases the identity and dignity of transgender people and goes against all advice given by professional healthcare associations who have far more expertise on the subject matter than either Joe or I. Now, I remember, like I said, I remember the statement. I was like, yeah, exactly. I loved it. I thought it was just so well written. I just love that he put the weight of it on the professional healthcare associations, the medical professionals, all the research that has been done. Like, he's like, it's not even about the both of us, which is why when I saw those headlines about JK responding to a comment asking if she would ever forgive Daniel Radcliffe, like the stars, would you ever forgive them for their views? It was something to that effect. And JK essentially said, that's not happening. That's not going to happen. I was just like so surprised. I'm like, what do they have to apologize to you for? Like, two human beings can't disagree. Girl, you clearly anti-trans and they're not. Like, just because you created Harry Potter, they supposed to kiss your ass. It's like, girl, you have to sit your ass down, mama. You have to sit your ass down. So the article said he expressed hope that readers' experiences with the Harry Potter books needn't be tarnished by this, and argued that what people may have found within the books, for instance, if they taught you that strength is found in diversity and that dogmatic ideas of pureness lead to the oppression of vulnerable groups, remains between readers and the books, and it is sacred. And then he goes on to say, I'd worked with the Trevor Project for 12 years, and it would have seemed like, I don't know, immense cowardice to me to not say something. I wanted to try and help people that had been negatively affected by the comments, and to say that if those are Joe's views, then they are not the views of everybody associated with the Potter franchise. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with him saying that. I don't think, and y'all were acting like he can't disagree. He's so ungrateful. Those people sounded so delusional, because I'm like, girl, you ain't never disagreed with nobody before. Like, you know, outside of the fact that, you know, anti-trans stuff is just bad, and right, outside of that fact, you ain't never disagreed with nobody before. This person just came out, Daniel just came out and say, hey, this person came out and said something crazy. And I'm just letting y'all know that, and I see that it's negatively affecting an entire oppressed class. You see what I'm saying? Like, a oppressed group of people. So it's like, I'm gonna just say, hey, I don't share that view. That's it. Like, what's wrong with him saying that? Okay, so the article essentially here says that Since those June 2020 tweets, JK has gone on to triple down on her transphobia. Like, to me, it's really sick and twisted to act as if an extremely, extremely oppressed group of people are like, that group is somehow trying to take away rights when they're begging to have some in the first place. Like, when they're begging to have some in the first place. Like, they're just asking to exist in peace, you know, for their rights to be protected while they move in this transphobic ass society. You know what I mean? But hey, it seems like JK just cannot see it that way at all. And so it's like, whatever, that's annoying, whatever. But you gonna do whatever you gonna do, girl. We can't stop you, clearly. But Daniel's just saying, she gonna do what she do, I'm gonna do what I do. And this is the viewpoint that I have. And there's nothing wrong with him doing that. Now, Radcliffe says that he had no direct contact with Rowling throughout any of this. It makes me really sad, ultimately, because I do look at the person that I met, the times that we met, and the books that she wrote, and the world that she created. And all of that, to me, is so deeply empathic. During the blowback, he was often thrown in with Emma Watson, the rest of the cast, who also expressed their support for the trans community in response to Rowling's comments. In the British press, particularly, he said there's a version of, "Are these three kids ungrateful brats that people have always wanted to write?" And they were finally able to, so good for them, I guess. Ooh, he's so shady, I love it. Never mind that he found the premise simply wrong-headed. Joe, obviously, Harry Potter would not have happened without her. So nothing in my life would have probably happened the way it is without that person. But that doesn't mean that you owe the things you truly believe to someone else for the rest of your life. And that's what I'm saying. It's just like, do y'all really think that he's supposed to sit here and just be like, well, whatever you say, Miss Rowling, whatever you say, girl, whatever you say, Miss Honey. Like, just because he getting some checks, just because he signed a contract sometime and acted on his fucking on a set, girl, he's supposed to just be like, oh, okay, whatever, girl, yeah, whatever JK say is true. Like, girl, y'all gonna have to get real. Like, I know this is fantasy and shit, but in this moment, y'all gonna have to get real. You gonna have to get real. I like this point that the article makes here. Radcliffe offered these carefully weighted reflections in the early months of this year before Rowling, who declined to comment for this article, newly personalized their disagreements. This, I'm like, girl, why all of a sudden now it's personal? In this way, like in this manner, if you just expressed your beliefs and I said, girl, that's not the tea, and those of you who have been harmed or felt hurt by this person's comments, I'm just letting you know that I don't have those same views. Why you taking that personally, girl? I don't get it, girl. I don't get it. When one of JK's supporters replied on Twitter, girl, oh my God, I can't believe Elon is so, that they were just waiting for Dawn and Emma to give you a very public apology. This was the whole situation I was talking about, so we don't have to go into that, but it's just like, I'm happy that Daniel just said what he said, and I love that he wrapped it up with this. I will continue to support the rights of all LGBTQ people and have no further comment than that. And he said, I said what I said and I ain't changing it. I said what I said. I ain't changing it. I love it because he's like, girl, we don't have to talk in circles. We don't have to rehash this over and over again. I said what I said. Trans people deserve rights. Everybody, LGBTQ people deserve rights, and we can move on to the next topic. Thank you so much. So yeah, that's what he said. If you're mad about it, I hope that you stay that way. I hope that you stay that way so bad that it makes you do some Google searches until you educate yourself, and then you're just like, oh my goodness, guess what? You come to the conclusion, guess what? The trans community, queer community, we deserve rights. I hope it pisses you off so much that you end up educating yourself so bad that you're just like, oh, well, never mind. Anyway, love y'all so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace. Make sure that you're going to www.zeraxia.com. When you join the wait list there on the site, you will be the first to be notified when I drop my sequel. Also, you'll immediately get chapter 1 of my upcoming sequel of the upcoming book sent to your email as a PDF. So check that out. Also, this is a different excerpt from my upcoming book, so you definitely want to pause to read if you're trying to get your life. Keep in mind that this upcoming book, this sequel, is following up the first book that is already released called Zoraxia, Wrath of the God King. I released it a few years ago. It was my introduction to writing fantasy and stuff, so just go easy on me. But either way, as you can see here, it's given 4.9 stars. It's given 4.9 stars. So yeah, check out Zoraxia, Wrath of the God King while you wait for Zoraxia, The Vengeance of Coldwind, right? And go to Zoraxia.com, sign up, join the waitlist, get your free chapter. Thank you so much.